Yeah! SpongeBob oh, I dropped my phone. As I was saying, SpongeBob review again, ladies and gentlemen. Another SpongeBob review. This is called Pickles, and it was made on August 21st, 1999. Good episode. I really enjoyed this episode. It starts out with Squidward waiting for a customer to order, and he orders a Krabby Patty with extra onions, and SpongeBob makes that. Then it just kind of starts out with SpongeBob just making Krabby Patties, and he actually has a pretty nice setup. He has it like a kind of like a bakery sort of, like it's just awesome. I think he hasn't grilled the patties. I wonder why. Then the next customer is Bubble Bass, and he orders a Krabby Patty where Squidward doesn't even understand it, but SpongeBob already had it made for him. So then SpongeBob's like, Bubble Bass, and I guess Bubble Bass hears that he makes a mean Krabby Patty, and SpongeBob hears that Mr. Krab, he's kind of picky. So then he gives him the Krabby Patty, goes to sit at his table. And I should mention though that when I saw Bubble Bass, I thought he had moobs, because his armpit hair goes all the way to his nipples. That's the way it was drawn. It was like a line. I don't even know what the hell they were thinking. I wonder if this was just like a mess up, so they just did that to cover it up, because it was like a date line. So I don't really know what that was. Then hold on. Yeah, but then he eats the Krabby Patty, and I guess SpongeBob forgot the pickles. So SpongeBob's trying to find the pickles. And I should also mention that he throws Squidward across the Krusty Krab twice. I thought that was hilarious. Then Bubble Bass tells Mr. Krabs that he owes him $2, and Mr. Krabs is shocked, and he says the guarantee. He points it out, and it was like a little tiny letters. I guess he didn't think anyone was gonna find that. Then he gives him the $2. He tries to talk him out of it, fails. Tells SpongeBob that $2 is coming out of his paycheck. Then SpongeBob goes to make the Krabby Patties. He can't make the Krabby Patties. He fails. He even puts a shoe and a pan with the Krabby Patty. He really did not know how to make these Krabby Patties. So it sounds like he's trying to get out of work, but he really isn't. Then Mr. Krabs tells him to take the rest of the day off, because SpongeBob can't remember how to do anything. He says that Squidward will make the rest of the Krabby Patties. So then Squidward's like, huh? What? And then SpongeBob goes to leave. Then he goes to leave the he sees that the front door is missing, but he was just like the left side of the Krusty Krab near like the window. So then he tells him that Pickles has his brain all messed up. So then he goes to leave. Then he asks Mr. Krabs which way he lives. Then he points in that direction. I question how he even got home, and how he even know what his house was. That's what I questioned. Then Mr. Krabs wee woo. But then SpongeBob's trying to figure out how to make the Krabby Patty. Can't figure it out. He figures that a good night's sleep will help him. But then he can't even get to bed. You can't even get to fucking bed. He thinks that the first thing is SpongeBob mattress, then sheets pillow. That wasn't right. Goes to sleep upside down on his bed, not right. Sleeps in like the then like his little surf, like it's like a diving board. I don't even know why he has this in his bedroom, and with like his nose. I don't even know how he got out of that. But eventually, he sleeps on the floor. And that's not right. The clock's ticking, going real, and then he still can't get it right. But the horn wins, and he says, "Oh, I almost had it." He was like underneath his bed, so I guess he almost had it. It was just the opposite. Then he can't figure out how to turn off the alarm clock. So then he's trying to figure it out, and he says Gary. So then he throws Gary in the alarm clock, and it still goes with Gary in it, and it sounds like he's folded. Then SpongeBob, let me think. Oh, and then it's back at the Krusty Krab, and the girl's on like fire, and Squidward blows it out with the fire extinguisher and says, "Patties are done." And then Mr. Krabs is angry, and Squidward burnt someone's Krabby Patty and his fries, which is understandable. But he also burnt somebody's shake. How the hell do you burn somebody's shake? Does he really not know how to make a shake? Are you shaking me, Squidward? Get your head out of your ass. He already doesn't wear pants. This is bad enough. Then Mr. Krabs says that then they all leave, and Mr. Krabs is upset, so he goes to try to get SpongeBob to come back to the Krusty Krab. He sees that SpongeBob's house is all messed up. He has toast hammered into his wall. He has a shoe and eggs or something on his television antennas. There's a toaster where his door is. Everything's fucked up. He's walking backwards. He's wearing underwear on his head, and he's talking like, "Mr. Krabs, hello, do you how do? And he also says, "I anything can't do right since because Pickles." And he also says, "I think don't ready go back to go to work, Mr. Krabs." Mr. Krabs says that you look fine. So then SpongeBob breaks through the door because he can't open it, and Mr. Krabs is like, "Ooh, maybe you're not fine." Then he says that you need to get your car. So then he's like, "It's like riding a bike. You never forget." Then he's cooking a bicycle in a pot. How did he get this in there? I don't know. But then Mr. Krabs said that he's gonna help him. But that's Chris. No way, that's Chris. But then he says that if SpongeBob learns how to make a Krabby Patty again, his life will be back in order. He gets like he has something in his pocket. It's like a folded up and it's like patty stuff. Then he tells take your time, and he took his time all right. One day went by. He grabbed a bun, and Mr. Krabs is happy because he has it. But then he's like, no. Then he took then a bunch of days go by. And then SpongeBob says that it's all very clear to him, and Mr. says it is. Mr. Krabs is like it is, and he's like, and then he says that he finally realizes that he can't do it. That he's a failure, and then he's like, "Don't talk like that." Then he calls Mr. Krabs a trespascious cheapskate. He says that he can't make a Krabby Patty with a bun. Pretty much all the ingredients he puts on there. So then he realizes that he did it, and Mr. Krabs says that it's time. SpongeBob's back. He goes in the kitchen, takes Squidward out, cleans him up. Everyone's happy that he's back, so they go in the Krusty Krab. Bubble Bass says that he says that he hears that he's back, and he says that and I saw a girl that was in there, and she was just wearing a bikini. And Squidward's not wearing pants is worse, but a girl just comes in with the bikini, so at least he's better than Squidward. Then SpongeBob Bass thought that he went Sponge out of town. And as they're doing like signature things, Bubble Bass is spits. SpongeBob blows bubbles. Bubble Bass Wars, SpongeBob Wars, but his was like a, and SpongeBob was just like war. Then they both stare at each other angrily. But Bubble Bass has silverware, and SpongeBob has a spatula. Bubble Bass asks for the regular and tells him not to forget the pickles. SpongeBob says that he didn't, and then he eats it. Then he's like, still no pickles, see? And then he sticks his tongue out and... and, then SpongeBob's disappointed, but then SpongeBob's like, wait a minute. And then he sticks out, like, he forcibly takes his tongue out and says, hey, look, he's been hiding the pickles under his tongue the whole time. Mr. Krabs points out the pickles from last time. And he had somebody's call keys in there. And then Mr. Krabs is like, and that's my ride. And then he runs away. They all cheer for SpongeBob for being back. Then they all cheer for Squidward. They all boo the hell out of Squidward. And then the episode ends. Great episode, I think. I think this one, really had a telling story, and it was really a funny story, I think. But that's pretty much it for this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Like the videos, add them to your favorites, all that stuff. Subscribe to this channel to own the Talkinator. No, subscribe to Wrestling Fortune 44. Like those videos and stuff. Subscribe to CM Brothers. Add me as a friend on Facebook. And follow me on Twitter. That's pretty much it, guys. Hold on. Peace out.